All right, we are into pick ban here, and I heard Impure Fools, and that is an indication the Vayne is banned. And there's the Tristana, so we will get Carly on a new champion, which I love to see. Shen banned out here against Chaffles. Force him onto something new, something different. Xayah is the takeaway. So that means one of Frank's two Gangplank or Urgot will be left up. Now, last time that this happened, they banned the Gangplank and they left up the Urgot. And he let the Urgot go through the first three, and then it got picked up in the second wave of bans. So will that happen this time? You know that one of them has to be left up here. So what's it going to be? Do they play with fire? Do they even leave the Gangplank up and throw the gauntlet down?
Focusing hard. No, Gangplank gonna covered. Imagine it's gonna be locked in. Just taking some time to think about their choices. Kennen receiving a buff, I believe, on this patch, and then the Shen taken away. So classic takeaways, and then immediate Urgot. However, he's not going to let it go down this time. He said, I'm going to blind pick it. Bring me your best.
And this does kind of make it an interesting thing. Top lane, one of the most easily counterable lanes. And on red side, you'll often see red 5, that final pick, that final counter pick saved for the top lane. But the gauntlet being thrown down here instantly early in the draft from Frank. He says, lock me Urgot, pick me Urgot, and let me win. I will win you the game. What do they answer with? It is going to be a Cho'Gath. So this is flex. Could go a couple different places, but the assumption is this will be a top lane Cho'Gath as the answer into Urgot. And Chaffle's great at the Cho'Gath, but maybe this isn't kind of the hard carry champ that we were, talking about 90 seconds ago in the pregame.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And our poll ends Squirtle winning with 50% of the vote. So shout out Squirtle Squad.
Squirtle Squad with the dub.
Squirtle Squad with the dub indeed. And Kaisa. So this is Agateo Chaffles locking it in early, throwing the gauntlet down.
I think this is the hero, the champion that Agateo has the highest ceiling with, and we see he's a player that plays up to the event of the game, in my opinion. So Carly is a well-known quantity, a really highly respected player when it comes to the LCC. Agateo, not taking anything for granted here, is going to pick the Kaisa this time around. Udyr Rel is the counter rotation pick here. So Rel for Crimson Yoni, not a champion that we've seen him play that much. And then the Udyr for Aztec. This feels like a throwback Season 2, Season 3 pick for Aztec. We haven't really seen him on Udyr very much.
I'm very interested in the Urgot Udyr 2v2. I think it's a very powerful combination to go for the two of them. You can go for that Urgot Fear combination, the Bear Stance. They can absolutely snowball an engagement if you find them in a skirmish and they can get back onto you. I think Cho'Gath is going to be vulnerable in the long lane to the Urgot Udyr rundown. Doesn't really like playing into either of those. And so between the Zyra and Kaisa, probably going to be looking for mostly Peel. So where is the engage power going to come out for the Scorch?
Yeah, they're going to want something that can facilitate the Kaisa in team fights. I think it will probably come in the form of a jungle pick. But yeah, they need to round this out here. And I'm not sure if this is going to be... I'm assuming this is a Zyra support for Demi. It could be a really spicy Zyra mid. But I think the assumption, certainly where it's picked most and played the most, is support. But we see a couple of really weird flex picks here in the LCC.
That we have penultimately on the Scorch, and the Morgana jungle has come out a couple times. And Zyra, I very much think, is in the same vein.
Yeah, Zyra jungle
so keeping that
really
flex pick open
went down
is really nice.
In popularity a couple of patches ago.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see. I mean, I'd be interested to see if they still go to it, it is it's fell off about 7 months ago, I believe.
Frostside calling out
So
big Zyra jungle fan.
yep, fairly
Maokai locked
confident in
in.
it. So the
So here's that
Maokai here,
engage.
and again, this could be jungle or support. So still, Zyra and Maokai are flexible here. Could go anywhere based on kind of what they want to do. But yeah, that Nature's Grasp, one of the best engage ultimates in the game, probably the single best engage ultimate in the game. That Maokai ulti.
It's no
Carly
unstoppable
hovering the
force.
Jinx will lock it in. So Jinx Rel, nice lane there. Not really a kill lane, but will survive. And then Rel able to provide some space for Jinx as the game goes on. Kai'Sa does fine into Jinx though. So a bit of a
Carly and
counter
Agateo
pick.
both on hyper carries. We saw Kai'Sa hit 3 items with Crispy earlier, and the amount of damage on that on-hit build is staggering. What's the state of Jinx right now?
Jinx is in a really good spot, but Kai'Sa does win any all-in onto Jinx. So if he's able to hit him with the Prey Seeker, the Plasma passive will just obliterate Jinx in any 1v1 trade. But if Rel is there,
Blade
can of course find something.
is.
Fizz picked up here, and I'm so interested to see where this goes. The Assassin is selected. Will this go into the jungle? Will it go mid lane? It looks like it's going to go a mid lane hover to start.
We're gonna
Zyra
have
jungle.
Blade Fizz going into the Minty Syndra. So Syndra banned out for Hope in game 1, but the Hope fan club is alive and well, said it's up. I'm gonna pick the Syndra. Not gonna take the Ahri in the blind pick matchup, but this Fizz pick has so much potential, but also could be a lot of potential for the side of Targon to tamp down this Fizz pick. As we finish our loadouts and both teams to load onto the map, we will begin our spectator delay, and we can get our predictions started. Get that gambling in. Let us know your predictions. Who won this draft?
Yeah, what's your take, Jace? I'd be interested to hear your opinion here. I definitely have my thoughts. I think we've got 75% of 2 team comps here.
I think I'm looking.
But
we can dig into the lane by lane matchups, but kind of looking at them as a whole, there is engage available for both teams. There's AoE damage. There's hyper carries to scale into the late game. There is wave clear. But I'm really kind of favoring the Targon Titans out of the gate, I think. Fizz feels like a really big variable to me, and I don't know how strong Zyra's clear is going to be. I think it's going to be fine. I think the really big focus for the Scorch is going to have to be on getting to these objectives early, so you can set up these plants and get Zyra time, because trying to retake zones is going to be quite difficult. Really, your only option in is going to be Rupture or just throwing saplings and walking your way forward. So I think retake is going to be quite difficult, and I would almost rather see a trade across the map rather than try to retake dark areas.
So my concern with Shurima's comp is that they're all AP. I know that Kai'Sa can build AD. I know that Fizz can build AD, but Kai'Sa is much stronger. I think with an AP build at the current moment, going like WMAX poke,
Really?
poke build, and I think that Kai'Sa will transition towards the AD build as a result of that, and then
I think
Fizz
we're
as
going to
well
see
like
on-hit
has.
Kai'Sa building for that passive,
I
but
think
there
so.
is
Yeah.
it is absolutely a predominantly AP team.
I expect Udyr to go full lethality, by the way. I've seen the damage that Udyr can do on full lethality. I've seen him shred an Ornn from 80% down to dead in less than a second on full
Also seen a
lethality.
lethality Udyr just die like paper, so it is risky, but that would be exciting to see.
Zyra and Cho'Gath have plenty of CC to cancel it out, right? So, yeah, I think it will be lethality. I think Rel will be the only true tank in the game.
I think Rel struggles to build and magic resist itemization, so that is one benefit they have going for them.
It should be Locket into Kanik, but
Kanik.
it will depend on how fed Kaisa is. Because if Kaisa goes the on-hit AD, then you can justify something a little bit different, kind of like a what's the green shield one that you can put on your AD?
The Guardian? What do you mean?
Support item. Yeah, it's
Shield?
like that.
I'm not sure what
Yeah,
you're
it's like a
referring
green
to.
helmet or a green hat or something.
You're making stuff up.
Anyways, could be that item. Builds out of Kindle Gem.
Shield that you put on your AD carry? What are you talking about?
Yep.
Lock
And then when they take damage, you take part of the damage.
Oh, that's not a shield, but yeah.
What is it?
It's, righteous,
Is it a
it's
helmet?
not Righteous Glory. The Knight's Vow.
Knight's Vow. Is it a helmet? It's not a shield.
Guardian's Vow. You were close, Bunbit. Not quite. It's a helmet.
It's a shield for your head.
A shield for your head. Yeah, whatever you want to call it, bud. That's called a helmet.
Well, okay, so yeah, very interested to see how this goes. I think both of our junglers are going to be straight damage. Carly does not have an easy job in this game. Very much more difficult for Jinx to find space than it is on Tristana. And yeah, we've got big changes here for the Scorch. Completely new champions, completely new identity. It was Jarvan Xerath last game. This time Zyra Fizz. So totally switched up. They had to predict the Urgot. They had to knew that they were going to be playing into Frank's Urgot. So they should be prepared here. As we are loading in onto the Rift, I'm going to once again speed to live. I think I'm caught up at live. I didn't really speed ahead.
Yep. You seem to be good. I will transition
13,
to Sophie.
14, 15. Yep. Okay, perfect. And we are in onto the Rift for the Targon Titans versus the Shurima Scorch.
Why did the first game have so much delay for us loading in? Anyway, I'm happy it didn't this time. And we have an immediate move from the Scorch to try to go and get an early ward down. Minty will spot this
level
out.
Level 1s. We don't see level 1s anymore. Look at
don't
that.
See level 1s, but we are going to see two
double
wards put
warded.
down. So that's synergy. They're on the same page.
A little bit too much on the same page. They both ward at the same time.
Minty's just going to scout out with their own ward.
That ward will not see all of that bush.
Nope, it does not, but I don't think it's going to be significant in either direction. Just trying to make sure that nobody lingers after the initial play. And we'll see how this one shakes out. This mid lane matchup ranged into melee, so these first 3 levels are going to be crucial, but Frank wards
Frank,
one we gotta
beautiful
watch out
find
for.
Here.
Ooh!
Massive winning trade.
And picking up the Cole.
Beautiful disdain.
So winning that kind of trade with Cole is brutal. Urgot's spooky.
Yeah, already gonna be putting the pressure down, and once he's able to hit level 2 and he unlocks Corrosive Charge, you gotta assume that it's the poke will continue to get worse. Of course, if he goes Purge, which he has, he's gone Purge instead. So this is gonna help his wave clear, and he's gonna go for less poke, more push, and this will allow him to shove this wave under tower instead. Meanwhile, we turn our attention bot side. Nice early level 2 for Yoni and Carly down here. 2 of the longest names in the bot lane of the LCC this season.
Not the longest, though. Well, Carly might be,
He's got
but
a
we
longer
always
name.
just write Carly instead of Carly Bay Jepsen.
Yeah.
That one's real long. I'm not doing it. So we can see an invade here from Aztec. Does walk over a ward to do so. Blade predicting this, drops a ward after the first few minions drop. We have an engaged bot.
Yeah, look at penultimately is here. It's a flash in from Demi. A nice crash down. It will land quite a bit of damage. Can they turn and burn onto Demi? Demi brought down very low. Carly committing in. Gets excited after the first blood. It's going to be a flash, but it's exhaust down. Beautiful double stun from Yoni. Will disengage, and the Targon Titans, they win the 3v2. They turn the gank around, and they get Carly on the board.
And with penultimately showing in the bot side, Aztec is going to complete the steal of this top, the vertical jungle. And penultimately backing is now going to be down a complete quadrant in the jungle.
What a massive play for Carly and Yoni down here in the bot lane. They used the summoner spells required. One exhaust, one flash. They still had barrier and another flash in that lane.
I like
Just
the
a
initiative. Clearly,
straight-up
these teams
outplay.
did their homework. We see a ward out from Blade spotting the invade on the top side. They know they have to go ahead to do this. But then penultimately on the back, I wonder if should have just stayed. But ooh, engaged mid. Nice chunk down onto Minty. But CS lead is large for Syndra this early in the game.
Okay, Aztec going for his first gank will be spotted out. Good ward there from Chappels, but Frank has the freeze in a position where Chappels is gonna need some assistance to get out of this jam here. And it does look like Aztec is gonna channel the recall, channel the reset, so he is safe for a little bit, but he did just see him topside. Won't feel completely safe. Meanwhile, penultimately a nice counter invade does at least get some farm back. We'll start
Really
to even
thought that
things
this
up.
was going to be pressured out against. Targon should know that penultimately is going for this counter invade, and quite delayed after resetting, then walking all the way back out to do so. But then not going to be harassed at all by Carly or Crimson. I think the Crimson Yoni could be looking for that as penultimately walks on division.
And here's the engage now, and it's another attempt bot side. They go this time in onto Yoni, but Yoni is going to find penultimately again. Can they get the passive? There's the barrier out from Carly as Agateo and Demi are trying to walk forward. The zap away, and they will disengage. So it's another escape from the bot lane of Targon. And Carly and Yoni are here to game. They're here to play. They make no mistake about it.
Yep,
They got a big lead for their team.
Nice shuffle outwards, and they keep themselves safe on the play. Aztec going to clear out this pink ward, spots him out at the Raptors, and checking in on the top side, Frankward and Chaffles still duking it out. Frankward making the most of that early bounce, and Chaffles feeling the pain, just trying to keep himself in that experience range and picking up what he can with the Rupture.
Aztec now bot, but he could look for something. Chaffles could set up the freeze topside, so we'll check in again topside after that comes out. Ward down from Aztec. They will spot it out with a sapling from Demi, but Agateo and Demi could be the attention of a dive here. Do they set it up? Do they go for it? It looks like Aztec is going to channel the reset, and they're not going to decide to go all in. Instead, Demi walking up, taking some unnecessary damage, but he does buy it. It's a flash in, barrier onto Agateo, but Agateo will be cut down. Meanwhile, the engage in onto Carly, ignite down, but the excited Jinx will find another kill. 2-0-1, and this bot lane has 3 out of 3 kills. It is rolling for the Targon Titans.
Chaffle's able to shove out his creep wave on the end of that crash from Frankward, so going to have a nice reset, able to collect a lot of experience and gold back that were being kept away from him. An early Merc treads from Frankward, so he knows that he's just able to use those shotgun knees to win these trades. And it's going to come down to, if Chaffles is caught out above, past halfway in the lane, he's going to go down.
And he's farming really well. 6 minutes in, up to 57 CS. That means that early start cull is going to cash in very quickly here. Meanwhile, the bot lane of Targon walking up again. They've got the level advantage here into Shurima. What does Shurima need to do right now? They need to find ways to hit the item breakpoints. We're still early on. Jinx doesn't have the item yet. But yeah, for components coming through for both of these teams.
We're eyeballing this first dragon spawn, really, because penultimately has level 5, looking to get that level 6, use the overgrowth down on a neutral objective such as that dragon. The plants are very strong at being able to DPS that down. On vision, looking for another engage bot.
Oh, and there it is, the flash engage onto Carly. Carly this time left for dead, and they will donate the kill over. So decisive play, but the third time is the charm. First time is my fault, second time it's our fault, but the third time they make it work. Demi, the flash twist advance.
Yeah, Demi finding it this time around. And as I mentioned, down now onto the dragon, penultimately on the Zyra, going to be very quick at burning this down. Blade level 7 on the Fizz has managed to keep the CS difference close after that those early levels of pain melee into Syndra. Ignite, Electrocute, Shark, all available as Aztec sits in the top side, continuing to farm up. This is an AP
we could see a play here. Playful Trickster will dodge out some of this damage, and there is the Chum the Waters going down, Ignite ticking, and it's a kill mid, and Minty Flash used as well, just overconfident, thought that they could escape, let Blade walk up in the lane. Meanwhile, looking again in bot side, the level 6 is here. Here's the Magnet Storm down onto Agateo. Agateo flashing in, and now charged up. Carly has already cut down one. Can they find the second? Demi left for dead. It's a double kill, 4 kills for the Jinx, just 8 minutes in.
Able to find the engage, but I think just down in the raw stats. We can look at the inventory. There's a pickaxe. There's 4 components into the hands of Carly, and I think that just did more than the single recurve bow that Agateo had. Ignite is preserved for the next engagement, but Demi also only level 5. I'm not sure if Yoni had... Yeah, Yoni drops ult on the play. So that could have been the difference maker.
All right. Well, big Magnet Storm there for Yoni. Also got the Ignite out as well, able to survive through that. This time, Agateo and Demi,
no, Ignite's
they take
still up
another
for Demi.
2v2. Exhaust and Barrier for the Targon bot lane.
Yep. We've got roams out to mid lane for Demi, so Agateo just trying to pick up the farm, but it is pushing away from him. He's going to need some backup.
Yeah, I'm not sure
if
they continue to just force it down here. It looks like this is their only game plan, is to force feed bot lane. But they're down 2k gold with this game plan. And it's 1 in 5 down here in the lane. The other kill, the second kill, coming mid lane for Blade. And they're down about 30 farm top lane as well. A true island for Frank and Chaffles.
Yep, 3 stacks left on that coal to trade in, so he should be able to pick it up here. Nope, gonna miss the last one, so unable to back and sell his coal if he wanted to do so.
Unlucky.
Chaffles is building tank, and I like that into this matchup. He knows that he needs to just make sure that he is a wall
Look
for
at Blade
his
and
team.
Penultimately. Walking up together, playing together here. Nice mid-jungle coordination here. Frank on the roam down. And Penultimately will just go back to her jungle. Aztec has been a bit of a mute point so far in this game. The flash stun in bot lane did find a couple of kills, and then after that point has not ganked too much. So still just hard farming, up 11 CS here at just 10.5 minutes. Meanwhile, flash in from Yoni will miss. Demi finds the engage, the counter engage, and down goes Carly. And so the quick burst from this side, and my goodness, how many kills bot side have we seen in this game? It's a double kill going over, and the shutdown for Agateo. It's been a total of 8 kills out of the 9 so far in this bot lane, a bloodthirsty bot lane in our second game of the evening.
Agateo going to be able to pick up his first completed item off that reset along with Carly. But engage topside, Aztec should be able to pick up Chaffles on the rundown.
And there's the Mercy in from Frank. Will they be able to actually channel it? It is going to be the rundown as they flash in and commit what is necessary. Down goes Chaffles, and now up 30 farm and a couple of turret plates as they chunk in onto the tower. Urgot pretty good at taking towers.
Aztec not going to find anything else in that quadrant as Penultimately and Blade reveal themselves in this bottom tri-brush. Yoni and Carly are going to keep tight under this tower. Penultimately has an opening to be able to steal these Krugs, but unaware of it as they just clear out the vision.
It's so clear what the game plan from Scorch is let Chaffles play on the island and then force feed Agateo in bot lane. That is the most obvious game plan. But it's gotten him 3 kills.
It had a rocky start, but Agateo is up 200 gold in the matchup. Across the board, they're down 2,000. But he is hitting those scaling points, and I think that last engage we saw really... Ooh, Frankward with a roam bot and Aztec here now. Too.
Aztec and Frank looking to make the play of their own. It's going to be barrier from Agateo. Flash is down. He will not be able to escape. Can Demi get out? He will be brought low under tower, but finally an aggressive play here. And Frank is going to teleport back to top wave. So they brought all 4 down here ready to make this play. And Penultimately now potentially caught out on the wrong side. Will have to flash over the wall. Will escape. Nice little route there. Does land as part of the disengage. But yeah, Targon going to turn the attention to the dragon. And this will be their first dragon of the match. Only the second dragon overall.
Engage in from Demi.
Yeah, I think these are just supports doing supportal combat, but penultimately is going to be found out. The rocket comes across, and down goes penultimately. Nice find here, as Blade is able to kill Aztec. They at least go 1 for 2, but can Agateo and Demi find the turn? It's Carly, brought down to 1 HP. The stun's now coming through. Agateo, the killer instinct, in onto Minty. Yoni over the wall, the flash away. Yoni and Agateo, teammates from another life, champions together.
The week is
this
up.
time
Does not connect.
at each other's throat. We will escape.
I was imagining that perhaps we would see Scorch give over that dragon. I mentioned that it's difficult for them to retake an area, but pushing forward aggressively, they don't manage to find the steal, but do trade some kills back. And Agateo and Demi playing again for just any kill that they can manage to get into Agateo's pocket, try to get him to those 2-3 items on the marksman, and let our LCC kill leader do what he does best. But Carly also on the list for potential kill leader. I love the flash forward for those traps to pick out Agateo in that play earlier. And 10-6 on the scoreboard. The Targon Titans are leading the way.
All right, Blade now at the point of the game, 2 kills, Lichbane completed. This is where Fizz can really start to take over. It's the mid game. Anytime that Chum the Waters is up off cooldown, it's very possible to find something, as bot side just brawling it out all the time. They cannot stand the side of each other. They keep just wanting to murder each other at every opportunity.
It's not cuteness aggression, it's just aggression.
Scared of the week will land the ultimate out onto Blade, but Blade will Playful Trickster away from the rest.
I think Jack's just lagged out, but yeah, Playful Trickster will drop Velocity Balls.
Is used mid.
Everybody fighting all the time, but no kill's going to come from it this time around. Aztec and Penultimately both having the same idea, trying to rotate over to that top lane. And then matching each other again in the mid lane, bot lane. It's on
Stock
site.
optimization really quick, because we guessed that it,
there's no time.
Maybe caught out here. Is going to be hit with a Scatter the Reek. Here's Demi on the counter engage though. They go in onto Aztec. Are they able to find the damage? Chum the Waters goes down onto Minty. Minty is brought low. Aztec now has to try and run. Where's his bot lane? They didn't roam up to find and support him, and Blade will be there, picks up the double kill. It's 4-1 on the mid lane Fizz, something I did not think we were going to say in the Shurima Scorch
It's not
match.
over yet.
Here
Killer
goes
Instinct in.
Agateo, the Killer Instinct. He's got it as he draws 5th kill and another blood for Shurima.
Blade moving to the backside. They've already cleaned up 3
Blade's
of them. He knows
so
there's no one else.
here. Level 11 onto Carly.
He
does trade under tower. What a play. What an aggressive move there.
He finds the
From
trade. Go
Blade.
check in the chat for me. I need to know what... Did Blade have a shutdown there? I'm not sure. But I think if he didn't have a shutdown, that's a decent trade for him. But otherwise, giving over more gold to the 8 and 4...
No shutdown.
A flash out of Chopples, I'm not sure exactly what that was for. But trying desperately to defend his tower as Frank would continue his reign of terror on this Urgot pickup. He's got the Black Cleaver, which we saw just buffed, as we mentioned during the pre-show, to better impact the melee AD users. And we have Aztec down now onto the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Leandre.
We mentioned you predicted a lethality. This is an AP Udyr, just so you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the atomization I wanted to talk about, but we got gifted a beautiful team fight instead. I'm not complaining. But now that Leandre is completed for both these junglers, the clear speed for both of them very high. And this is why AP junglers were viable to begin with, as Demi is diving. Minty under tower is going to be the Chum the Waters into the Playful Trickster. Will Demi escape? He will.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
a tilter.
Successful execution onto Minty.
So Scorch, as they heat up here in the heat of the sun, finding these picks, Minty, I gotta imagine. Oh my god!
What an ultimate! What a find!
Forget about it.
The
Forget what I
snipe.
was saying. You can't give Frank what Urgot. Stop it. Holy cow. A Terra on the top side, a Terra on the bot side. He snipes out Demi with the fastest missile in the game.
Bradley
and the most
Cooper.
accurate hands. But now we're going for a collapse down in the mid lane. Blade is here.
Yeah, they're looking for Carly. Again, it's always going to be trying to find Carly in these team fights. If they can kill Carly, they're going to feel comfortable taking the rest of the fight. Here's the big Stranglethorns from penultimately used in that fight, so their primary ultimate for disengage is going to be used there, and that should mean that they're backing up. Blade here on the roam over. Smite down, penultimately potentially caught out. There goes the rocket just wide. Aztec brought down very low. Agateo will find it. Blade picks up the kill. 1 for 1 each, but here's Frank on the backside of this. Carly can't walk forward.
5 members here for Scorch.
Now separated from his team, all 5 together.
Teleport coming out.
He's going to try and teleport out.
And
they will just let him. So attention turns to the dragon. And this is an incredible game here. We're honestly really blessed. 12 to 13 in kills. 3rd dragon being taken here. The twist advance now in onto Frankward as the attention is split. Dragon taken. Now the rest of the Scorch can turn their attention, but it's a Chum the Waters out. Lands onto Frankward. Frankward very low. They need a bit more. Scatter the Weak will disengage the rest of the team though. And so that is going to be Dragon taken for the Scorch. 6 kills now onto Agateo. 8 onto Carly. Both of these 80 carries well set into a place to carry. And the one name that you perhaps didn't expect, 7 kills on the mid lane Fizz. This Fizz, you have to respect the Chum the Waters. You have to expect the damage that can come out here, especially at this 2-item breakpoint. I think once Syndra is able to get some more itemization, able to get some more gold, we will see it swing back. But this is the Fizz sweet spot right now.
It's the Fizz sweet spot right now, but this is also the time where Frankward and Chopples have not been able to influence the game. There was a single pickup with that ultimate snipe from Frankward, but until now they've been able to just ignore the Urgot, and we'll see if how that proceeds into the rest of the game. Chopples picking up his scaling tank items, and so we're gonna move forward, but he is down a full item into Frankward off of this stellar Urgot pressure that he's been able to apply. And will these openings start to close for the Scorch?
He is down a full item, but it's a Kanik, and that's not what Agateo is building. So he's really respecting the Fizz and the Cho'Gath in the side lanes. Meanwhile, Heartsteel
as well as Zyra, so much unavoidable damage, and the Kaisa passive still going to bring a lot of magic damage to bear in these team fights. So it's going to be relevant, but I think it's a good call out. There's not a lot of armor on the map to deal with Agateo.
Right, and then I was wrong about the rel itemization. It's Bandle Pipes, first item. So Yoni now, as Demi goes in onto Yoni, will fill the crash down and the flash over the wall. Meanwhile, look at this rocket damage from Carly, able to chunk down Demi here. Demi holding onto the ultimate, does not choose to use it, as both supports brought down to about half HP. Aztec turning the attention towards mid lane Chapels, towards the bot lane, and they're going to continue to push out these waves. Here goes Herald, and this will be mid tier 1 going down. The Herald coming forward will land a bit of damage. Look at this ultimate out from Demi, does a nice cross section here, lands in onto Frankward. Frank brought down to about half, will escape. Demi on the back, also able to get out. Agateo, relentless pursuit, goes to the side. It's a 1 for 1 so far, but down goes Blade. Carly left though, will get excited. Finds 2 in the fight. Demi and Agateo have to tuck tail. There's no flash for either of these teams, but another zap will secure another kill. And
Carly
the Targon
continues to get
Carly
excited.
Able to kite around in that team fight. Not really paid attention to.
9 kills. Now the infinite Frankward Urgot machine gun is online. Choffle's going to be looking for a burn down, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to find it. Flashes forward to dodge out the Scatter the Weak. Does find the solo bolo on the Minty Bun. Well played there in the solo lane. So he said, I'm on an island, but I'm going to find myself a coconut. Find something on the sideline.
Beautiful predict on the Scatter the Weak. Yeah, if you're a solo laner, you'll want to take a look back on that and understand the mind games behind solo play.
One thing to highlight in that team fight.
That opportunity.
One thing to highlight in the team fight before we have an inevitable skirmish breakout when we're trying to talk about it later is the amount of damage that the Blizzard coming out of Aztec with that Leandries and the AoE slow that it was creating pushed all of Scorch back at the end of that play. Agateo flash barrier to get away from that, and the Super Mega Death Rocket penultimately doesn't have flash available and does succumb to the Blizzard in combination with the Super Mega Death Rocket. And so that's one to keep an eye out for as we proceed through this. You can also see the double fawn coming out of Frankward and Aztec. So definitely itemizing heavily on the AP, on the magic resist. 45 seconds now to our next dragon.
I do think Scorch are going to want to be the aggressors if if they're unable to find a way forward. I think the sustained team fight does go the way of Jinx and the Targon Titans. So look for them to try and find picks, try and play around vision, and we see Blade topside pushing in top lane. Is going to reset though. There's no teleport for this top laner, so I expect a 5 versus 5. Frank Ward is top, but does have teleport, and we should see a big brawl for this dragon spawning in just 15 seconds here. Yoni trying to position, nice zap, lands some early damage here. Aztec far forward, and here's the ultimate in. Teleport from Frank on the right side of this fight. Watch this, but watch Carly. Carly's important. He's at the bottom of your screen. He's going to land a couple as down goes Yoni. Is Frank able to find the way in? He is going to look, find a bit of damage. Silence goes down. They're trying to find the way. Watch Carly in this fight. Here, Aztec and Frank are trying to find the way. Demi will have to flash out. The rocket out from Carly lands onto Agate and Demi, but the Fear Beyond Death just going wide for Frank. They're a man up, but they will cede control, and the Targon Titans will take the second dragon, and they will tie on 2 apiece.
Yep, that's our 4th dragon of the game, 24 minutes in now. So both teams know that the dragon stacking is going to be a very late game win condition for them if they're trying to build towards that. But in the end, a kill picked up for the Scorch and none given back over, so clawing away a bit of gold even though they give up the objective. And not willing to over-engage into Frank. They know that Fear Beyond Death, and jumping in with that Fear, he can absolutely one-shot a team fight. They're giving him the respects he deserves as the blue side Targon starts to move to position over to this Baron. And Demi and Yoni are going to have to move all of their vision over to this new objective.
Yeah, Blade has skyrocketed up to 7 kills and then really has found it difficult to find picks here at this stage of the game. So I'd love to see Fizz kind of find different angles and find a couple more skirmishes. I think Fizz does much better in 1v1s, 2v2s, and 3v3s than in the straight up 5 versus 5, which is what they've kind of fallen back on here.
Blade's showing in the bot side, but all of Targon are here up towards the Baron. And he does not have teleport, so if they choose to open up on this one, he's going to have a long way to run. He decides to back off. They've been off vision for a long time, so the Targon still have a bit of mental pressure, at least in the bot side, even though they're hiding bodies on hand.
Penultimately here, they do not know where Penultimately is, and so currently on the blue buff, but it does look like Targon could decide to head in onto the Baron. They're at least gonna take vision control and the scuttle.
They're flirting with the idea, but nobody's committed anything quite yet. Just trying to make sure they lock down this vision control, keep the Scorch on edge, and look for an opening.
Yeah, Minty has teleport, so answering bot lane, and this is one of the advantages of playing a control mage as opposed to an assassin. Blade, no teleport. The only answer that they can do is send Chaffles down there, and if they send Chaffles, then they have to walk into this fight with Demi as their only frontline. So it does look like Vorpal Spikes are going to trigger the Baron. Baron's going to get a couple of licks in.
What do you think of the new Baron formats that we've got? They're kind of scary on some of them. They deal lots of damage, but the different changes in map, in addition to not only the Elemental Drake, we also have the new Baron Pits. There's a lot of variation on Summoner's Rift nowadays.
Yeah.
And if you ever dream of simpler times, go ahead and send me an invite to a classic game, and I'll play with you.
Okay, here we go.
Engage down on the blade.
Oh, nice Playful Trickster, but that is the cooldown used. Here's tons of damage down in onto Carly, and they will find the assassination. Meanwhile, can ultimately escape herself. It looks like they might be able to find something down onto Minty, but it is going to be Chum the Waters just going wide. Will Aztec be able to escape here? What a find from Penultimately and Blade as they capitalize back onto Carly, and now pings going from either team. What do they decide to do? Do they go to the Baron? There's no Carly for another 15 seconds, but they don't yet have mid-tier 1.
There's been rough spots from both of these teams so far, but I do really like to see decisive engagements and also playing back when they know that they need to be kind of careful. Frank Ward on this Urgot is a powerful pick. He's got 3 completed items. He's up a full item and a half on Chaffles currently as far as net gold goes. Chaffles should be able to finish his at least 2nd item here on the reset. But not trying to take too much, trying to make sure that they can scale into the late game rather than trying to push it a little too far and ending up not making it to those 3-item breakpoints that they're searching for. Agateo is finding a lot of kills, but Carly 9 kills and of half an item
Here's
up
Aztec.
on that
Aztec on the roam around, though. Agateo will have to flash into Raptor Pit to get out of this one. Aztec now into a 1 versus 3 ahead of his team, but Yoni is there as well. Carly and Minty, the damage on the left side of this fight. Watch them. A massive Magnet Storm from the Crimson Yoni. And it is going to end in 4 of the Scorch burning to a crisp. Blade unable to find anything after the Playful Trickster. A triple kill for Carly. What an engage from Aztec and Yoni, able to set that one up as the damage in Carly and Minty knock down the Scorch, and this could be the end of the game here as they hit the Nexus towers. I'm not sure what Chapels can do. Level 16 has plenty of stacks, up to 8, but just not much damage at this point, and down goes the second Nexus tower as they turn their attention down onto the Nexus. Demi will come back, the ultimate coming out. It's a shutdown as Carly goes down. Are they going to be able to find the damage? Frank on the back of the Nexus, down goes Yoni. Nexus down to just a bit of HP, 290, 50, and it's a kill as Frank and Targon head to 3-0